What have you been doing with all your free time lately?
Avocado toast.
Yeah.
I made a record. It comes out September 20th. It's called 143. It's a dance pop record, and it's super fun. It's a lot of tempo. It's a lot of love. And it's a record I made after having my child and kind of feeling I'm definitely operating out of a totally different space now. I'm really appreciative of this space. It's a little bit more like fulfilled. It's a little bit less worrisome. It's a little less on the defense. It's a little less broken. It's a little bit more whole and happy and full of light and continuing to spread that love and light. And so it is called 143 because that's my angel number.
Yeah.
Do you have like a little symbol or something that you like that kind of makes you feel secure?
My favorite number's 3.
Oh, cool.
So I roll with that a lot, but not like, I don't see it
like
everywhere.
if you go to Vegas and you win on a 3, you're like...
Yeah. It's more the color.
Yeah, it's color.
Betting on black.
Oh, betting on
every
black.
time.
Okay.
But speaking of creating, is this the first album since Daisy was born?
Yes, it is.
Does that change your perspective at all when creating?
No, I mean, it definitely has influenced it in an amazing way, in a love-filled way. But as far as priorities in life, I say no to a lot, and you super streamline your goals and your priorities when you have kids, because like every day, that you're working or even anything, like any ask, it's like, okay, well, remember that's time you get to spend with your kids. So just navigate that as best you can, because if you say yes to this, that's one less day with them or blah, 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 blah. But, we've struck a balance, and I feel like I've so far been able to lay a really nice foundation for her, hopefully emotionally, and I can go back out into the world and show her what makes mom really happy.
Yeah.
And I think her happiness will come from that as well, seeing her mom happy.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's going to be so adorable
Full
to see her
circle.
at shows, just hanging out.
Yeah.
Maybe until too late sometimes.
Yeah, maybe. She might be in her jammies.
Yeah. Right before bed.
I'll
Say
be like,
goodnight.
it's a woman's world. Have you brushed your teeth yet?
Yeah. Super mom, just doing it all.
They do, and they do so much. And you don't even have to be a pop star to know that.
Yeah.
And you don't, there's like, that's why I wrote Woman's World, is just like, I have always respected my mom, but then after having a family, I'm like, how are we alive? We didn't even have iPads. How did we have food? Like, this is so
Caveman.
wild. I know, it's like, and you raised 3 of us. Are you okay? Raising one is like, it's intense,
It
Bruce
really
like,
is.
yeah.
So, no,
I get it.
I'm listening. I'm accepting.
No,
I'm like,
it's awesome. You'll get there when you get there, if you get there, if you choose.
Exactly.
Whatever. And your pet can be your
fur baby.
Your pet, your fur baby. It could be your lifetime soulmate connection.
Yeah. Well, it's so cool to get that sound and hear like what's to come from the album. Lifetimes. Obviously, Woman's World, so big in female empowerment. Is there any more of those themes in the album, or is it going to be?
There is a lot of. There's one song called Wonder, which is basically about growing up but not growing old. Never losing that light in your eyes. There's a song that I feel like will be used for every makeup tutorial called Gorgeous, featuring Kim Petras. There is one of my favorite songs that I got to write was called All the Love. All the love that I ever lost came back to me. I was frozen, I was hopeless, and now there's poetry in every moment. All the love that I ever lost came back to me. And there's just like a lot of tempo. So if, it's one of those records that helps you say yes to the night.
I love that.
Influences you.
Totally.
Like, get up, get off your phone, stop scrolling, get ready, let's go out and get in the energy.
We need that.
Yeah. Absolutely.
If you had to say, what's like one thing we need to know before we listen to 143? Does anything come to mind?
Just, I think it's fun to work out too. If you want to go for a run and listen to it, it'll help you run faster. I will tell you that. I mean, don't quote me on that because I'm not a doctor.
Yeah.
But I think it gives you a pulse,
Yeah.
It's like when I wrote Lifetimes, every time I started to actually track it and record it, and I was tired in the studio or whatever, and I switch between songs when I'm putting finishing touches on them. So I'll be like, okay, let's do a verse of this, and then I'll do a verse of this. Every time I came back to Lifetimes, I was like re-energized. So it gives you that energy. It's just a fun record, and I also say like it's not that deep. Although there are a few songs that are kind of deep because they're about the birth of my child and just the love, but the world is got a lot of deep, intense things going on, and there's a lot of intense things going on in the world, and so sometimes I think when it comes to entertainment, there can be like the opposite of that going on, and it can be helpful because you do need sometimes to let a little bit of the, pressure off the pipes. So, and how do you do that? Maybe you do that by moving your body, getting out of your head, getting back into your body, dancing, swimming. I don't know.
Totally.
Hiking. Go for a hike
above.
and listen to this.
Yeah.
Grab yourself your favorite beverage. Go for a hike. Share some headphones with a friend, and let's rage.
Like a throwback. Like
I mean,
on the
it's
bus.
very Californian to do that.
Yeah. Hit up Runyon, and we're going to listen to Katy Perry.
Yeah, it's going to be called Funyon when you listen to this record.
Can't wait for Funyon.
Yeah.
There is so many weird things happening in the world. You know what's crazy is like AI stuff.
Yeah.
Did you see how they like had you at the Met Gala and you weren't, but it looked so real? It was such a crazy thing.
Yeah, my mom actually, she was like, "You look so great," and I'm like, "Oh, Mom,
Not there.
they're coming for you, baby."
Yeah.
Actually, it's so funny. There is a song on the record called "Artificial," featuring JID, and it's a commentary on AI, and I wrote it quite a while ago, even before that happened to me. It's just like a commentary on like, what is this gonna be, But I do think that like there's gonna be so much great stuff that does come out of it. Like I think sick people are gonna be well, faster and for longer and cured. A lot of people are gonna be cured of a lot of things because the science is gonna be figured out so much quicker because the math will math.
That's a good way to look at it.
Yeah.
A lot of people are like doomsday, but
yeah, but like there was someone told me this. They said, when the automobile was invented, we were in the horse and buggy stage in the world, and they had there was a specific job for a person, a guy, to walk in front of the automobile as to help not scare the horse and buggy. There's some like that was like a job.
Career.
It was a career. Like I'm a guy who walks in front of the car.
Yeah.
Make sure that the horses don't get spooked. And because can you imagine people were so freaked out by like a car?
Yeah. What are we gonna do with all these horses?
Yeah, and what do we do with all these horses now? That was our first automobile.
That's so true. Even with gas stations, when that came around, it was
change is tough for everyone, but we're supposed to change. We're supposed to evolve. That's the game.
Yep.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Let's bring the good out of it too. Look, everything has got two parts to it.
Good and bad, or
yeah.
Oh, okay,
well,
gotcha.
yin and yang.
Yes. Always a balance.
Yeah, good, bad, whatever you want to call it. And there's going to be two parts to this, so let's keep it in balance.